What is up, guys? It's me, Zach Lee.
I don't like you.
Alright, so this is kind of going to be like the appetizer to the main course that we have to discuss today, since both stories do involve trash talk, but this one's more lighthearted compared to the other one, which is like an actual topic of debate. And this all started when the Jazz put an end to Paul Pierce's career in Game 7 of the first round in this year's playoffs. You know, after that, after the Truth played his final game, other players around the league did what they normally do by paying respect to him on Twitter and stuff like that, except for one player, Brandon Jennings.
Who is he?
Brandon Jennings.
No matter what he say.
I guess thinks that just having one ring isn't that impressive, as he said this on Twitter after Pierce retired. One ring doesn't mean you should get a farewell tour. That don't make any sense. Crazy, right? I mean, how someone with no badges like Brandon Jennings is gonna take shots at a guy who has made 10 All-Star teams, 4 All-NBA teams, and won a championship. And up until now, Pierce remained relatively quiet on the situation, didn't say much about Jennings up until now. But that changed yesterday when Paul Pierce was on the jump and the topic of recreational basketball came up.
Brandon Jennings put this out here on Twitter, quote, "I'll be at West 4th tomorrow, hooping." Paul, your thoughts?
Yeah, he need to stay there. The way he performed in the playoffs this year, he might as well just go all year round on 4th Street.
See, that's exactly what happens when you don't follow rule number 1 of trash talking another NBA player. Don't do it unless your game can back it up. In case you didn't know, Al Horford has a sister. And of course, like any family member would, she is a huge supporter of her brother and the team he plays for, you know, the Boston Celtics. And since she is a supporter of the Celtics, that means that she is currently the enemy of the Cavaliers, meaning that she isn't too fond of LeBron James at the moment. And she let that be known after the Boston Massacre that occurred in Game 2 with this tweet. LeBron literally got to handpick his team, and this is the result.
I'm not gonna comment.
Here we go with this again. All right, look, I know some people out there already think that I'm a LeBron James fanboy, which is absolutely ridiculous since it's well known that I'm a Pistons fan and my Pistons are currently in the shape they're in because of LeBron James. But anyways, it's time to spit some facts about this whole Cavs are a super team nonsense. See, take a look at the Cleveland Cavaliers roster. Take a quick look. You see Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, Kevin Love. All right, cool, a couple of all-star caliber players plus LeBron James. But keep looking at the roster and what do you see? How many other all-stars are there on that team? Heck, how many of these guys would even be surefire starters on other NBA teams? Outside of LeBron, Kyrie, and Love, you got a bunch of role-playing veterans that want to win rings. Andy Shumpert, Channing Frye, Richard Jefferson, J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver, washed up Darren Williams, Andy Shumpert. Before they became Cavaliers, no one cared about those guys, and then all of a sudden LeBron recruits them and it becomes, how much help does he need in order to win? Now I could see if LeBron was playing with a team full of stars or even borderline stars, but a bunch of role-playing veterans? I mean, what's wrong with that? I mean, Kawhi Leonard basically has the same situation. He has a bunch of veteran role players and shooters surrounding him. Put a good point guard next to Kawhi next year and the Cavs and Spurs roster will be the same in concept, just different players. An elite wing, a couple of all-star caliber players, one a guard and the other a forward, plus hardworking veterans. And I love Kawhi, but you're not gonna hear anyone saying, how much help does Kawhi Leonard need to win or anything like that. Plus, we've all seen what happens to the Cavaliers when LeBron doesn't lace up for them. They can't win. If the Cavs are such a super team, then LeBron sitting out wouldn't affect them as much as it does. Now the Warriors, that's a super team. You saw Durant sit out with an injury for about 6 weeks during the regular season, and that's an MVP caliber player sitting out. Any other team, that would devastate them. And it did take the Warriors a bit of time to adapt. I believe they lost 3 straight games or something like that. But then after that, they went on a 13-game winning streak. Durant, Curry, Thompson, Green, you can sit any one of those guys out for an entire series in the playoffs. And against any team that isn't a healthy San Antonio or the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Warriors will still be the favorites to win. If you set LeBron James out for a series against the freaking Brooklyn Nets, we wouldn't be sure who was going to win. And yet the argument some people use against LeBron is that he needs help in order to win. If anything, it's LeBron who is helping out the other 14 players on that roster. Without him, they'd struggle to even make the playoffs. Look, you could put LeBron on a bunch of other NBA teams, not even like really good teams or anything like that. And I feel they'd be more of a super team than these Cavaliers are. And that's no shots fired at anyone else on the Cavs. Like I said, besides Kyrie and Love, they're all a bunch of hard-working veterans who at this point in their career just want to win some rings. And there's nothing wrong with that. But some people just need to accept that LeBron James by himself is a one-man super team, since you can put him on any other team in the NBA and that team automatically becomes a super team. I'm just gonna touch on this for a quick second because there really isn't much to say. But the Porzingis Knicks situation might be worse than we thought. So Porzingis and the Knicks, like I have reported on many times now, aren't on speaking terms. You know, Porzingis frustrated with how dysfunctional the organization is and stuff like that. And then Phil Jackson has already said that everything is on the table this summer for the Knicks organization, and that includes a Porzingis trade. And a couple of weeks have gone by since then, and things still haven't gotten any better between the Knicks and Porzingis. And yesterday, Phil Jackson and Porzingis' brother, who was also his agent, had a sit down to discuss what's going on. And neither the Knicks organization or Porzingis' brother commented on exactly what was discussed, but all we know is that there was no progress made in bridging the gap between the two sides. Porzingis still hasn't even spoken to anyone within the organization since the season ended. Look, this is not looking good at all, and you are messing up big time, Phil Jackson. Porzingis' future with the Knicks might be up in the air, but Dion Waiters, this man Dion Waiters, who had a bit of a breakout season for the Miami Heat last year, made it crystal clear that he doesn't intend on lacing up for anyone else besides the Heat next year. As he said this yesterday, "I want to be there. When it comes time when we sit down, we just gonna make it happen. Let's get this over with as quick as possible." He also went on to say that he's in the best shape of his life and that Philly cheese is coming back stronger than ever. Philly cheese, just please, never call yourself that again. Look, I know this must be great news for any Heat fans out there since he has become a bit of a fan favorite, but we will have to wait and see if the Heat feel the same way that Waiters does, which I can't see why they wouldn't. But we can definitely expect him to see a huge raise from the $2.9 million that he made last year. Heck, he made just under $20 million so far his entire career. With the way some teams have been handing out contracts, he could make that the first year of his new contract. Kawhi sat out, and this game was closer than the last one, but let's not pretend that any of us for a second questioned the outcome, because despite a great effort from the 39-year-old Manu Ginobili, who was going through people's legs with the ball and dropping 21 points in 18 minutes, there is just no way that without Kawhi Leonard, the Spurs can keep up with Golden State. Draymond Green took Bertans' ankles, and the Warriors took the win, 120-108. Kevin Durant had a big third quarter for Golden State and finished with 33 points and 10 rebounds, while Curry had 21 points and 6 steals, and can the finals just get here already, please? Now with all that out the way though, we can get into the question of the day. And today's is pretty simple. What do you think about the whole LeBron James super team thing? Do you think that he has too much help on the Cleveland Cavaliers? Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. But now, let's take a look at what you guys said in yesterday's video. And yesterday, after the Cavaliers beat the Celtics by 44 points, I asked you guys what needs to happen in order to make the NBA competitive again. And you guys said the only solution is to wait until LeBron retires, because there's nothing on the face of this earth that can stop this man unless you shoot him in the leg or something. Even then, I believe he still managed to cover somehow and continue to keep pooping on the Eastern Conference till 2025. To make things interesting next year, I think Hassan Whiteside needs to go to Boston. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, or LeBron need to get injured. The Pelicans need to get a point guard in the lines of Kyle Lowry or Chris Paul. Blake Griffin goes to OKC, and Gordon Hayward to a title contending team. That's a lot of things that need to happen. I think we just need to put Jesus on any team in the East, because it's the only possible way it'll be competitive. Yeah, I don't know. I don't expect anyone to be able to beat the Warriors or the Cavs for the next couple of years, but I just want the ride to the NBA Finals to be at least a little entertaining. But I guess we just gotta wait for some of these young teams to get better. So who knows when that will be. Like I said, leave your answers for today's question of the day down in the comment section below, but Other than that, thank you once again for watching the video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to smack that like button and subscribe for more daily NBA videos. Until tomorrow, keep getting the Bucks, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!